Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to welcome you to Purpose Journey Counseling LLC Locked In. We are still locked in for the year 2024. So we are so grateful that you are here. It is Wednesday, July the 10th, 2024, and we are live at 7 a.m. But whether you're catching us live at 7 a.m. or you catch this later in the day, later in the week, later in the month, or even later in the year, we want to welcome you on this morning and we want to say good morning to you. My name is Dr. Natatu North, and I am the owner and one of the therapists of Purpose Journey Counseling LLC, which is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. So again, as I said, we are live at 7 a.m. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and the YouTube link for the broadcast is posted on Instagram. So we do ask that you take just a few moments to like our pages, like this broadcast. Please follow us on your preferred social media platform. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let's share and interact and engage in the comments section. If this is your first time tuning in, you're just scrolling, you're like, what in the world is this? What is this background? Trust me, in the next 15 minutes or so or less, you're going to be glad that you stumbled upon this. So don't keep scrolling. Don't keep scrolling. This is going to be a good jump start to our day. It is Wednesday, and we're talking about something this month. It's going to be great if this is your first time tuning in. And if it's not, then you already know what we're talking about. It's definitely vital. So please, 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 just tune in. It won't be here very long, but it definitely will be a valuable asset to your day. So we do want to share this information, though, because we're all about mental health. So we want to share the number for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline if you're experiencing some type of mental health emergency, or if someone you know is experiencing a mental health emergency and they're in some type of crisis. There might be some suicidal thoughts, some threats, some plans. Calling 911 is an option. Going to an emergency room is an option. But sometimes we might be having some thoughts. We might just want to talk to somebody and kind of talk through some things. That's the purpose of this lifeline. The number is 988. Again, it's 988. The number is 24/7. You can call and or text this number as well. So please, 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 I always tell everybody every time we're together, if you don't have the number stored in your phone, please store it. But please keep this readily available. I always say when we're in crisis, sometimes it's hard to think sometimes in a crisis. Oh man, I know that I heard about some call, some number. Oh my goodness. And then something's going on and it's hard to think. Store the number in your phone. You're like, wait a minute, I have a number in my phone. I have the number in my phone. Then you already have it available. So thank you so much for taking just a moment to do that. That can save your life or it can save someone else's life as well. So it's Wednesday, y'all. Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we have our Wellness Wednesdays. Wellness Wednesdays. What is a Wellness Wednesday? Well, every month we have a theme. And every Wednesday, we're talking about that theme in short. But these messages, like I said, about 15 minutes or so, are meant to be inspirational, encouraging, empowering, to talk about things that we struggle with, things that are relevant to pretty much everybody, and ways to be supportive to ourselves, as well as ways to be supportive one to another, because we are responsible for it, Not that I'm responsible to fix your problem, but I'm responsible to care. I do need to care. So having these resources available and just having a little discussion. So our theme for July is rest. Why rest? Well, it's July. And I would hope and pray that we're not waiting till July to rest. If we've been locked in for all year and then we're resting in July, that means it took us 7 months to get here. That's a long time from January, first month of the year. the 7th month of the year. So that's a long time. So very, very long time. But rest is important. Rest is definitely valuable and vital. Last week we talked about how rest is essential. We talked about why. Well, today we're going to talk from just this thing, because we need to dispel this erroneous way of thinking. You're not lazy. You're not lazy. You're not lazy. Now, disclaimer. Yes, sometimes we are, or sometimes people can be. But in terms of resting, put it in context. You're not lazy because you're resting. That does not make you lazy. Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Natatu, for saying that, because I've been taught all my life that if I'm not moving, I'm not doing something, then I'm lazy. Guess what? You're not lazy because you're taking a break, because you're resting, because you're relaxing. I was looking at something and I found it to be interesting, and they kind of termed, it was a term that was called toxic productivity. Now, we use the word toxic all the time when we're talking about people's relationships, sometimes not even in the proper context. We're not here to talk about that this morning. But toxic productivity, what do you think toxic productivity could be? It's this mindset, I would say, that we're constantly having to be going, busy, doing something. And the reason why it's toxic is, first of all, it's harmful to you because you need to go sit down somewhere. And it's also toxic to other people because when we're just going, we're not operating at our best selves. We're not able to fully function off of no rest. And the older I get, the more I realize and recognize how much rest I actually need. You know, when I was in my 20s and stuff, I was in undergrad. I remember I could be up late studying, or I could have went out or anything, and be up late and not get that much rest and still be able to get up for a 7 or 8 o'clock class. It wasn't a big deal because I was like 20. But now at twice that age, I have to rest. And if I don't rest now, I can definitely relate to toxic productivity, where you're just doing stuff. You might be able to check things off that to-do list, but you're not really getting anything done. Not really anything of value, of worth, something that's actually going to be beneficial for you and for someone else. But there are some physiological benefits of rest. And one, if we talk about mental health, is regulating your mood. Wow, regulating your mood. Why are you so moody all the time? Stop calling everybody bipolar. You gotta stop saying everybody's not bipolar. Some of us struggle to regulate our mood due to lack of rest. We're not resting. So yes, I'm going to be a lot more on edge. But when I get a bad night's sleep and I have to wake my kids up in the morning and get them ready for, when the summer's camp and then the school year is school, I'm going to be a lot less nice because I'm irritable because I didn't get enough sleep. I'm moody. I'm irritated because I'm tired. And it also reduces stress and anxiety. Stress. That's a word that everybody deals with stress. And yes, having some level of stress is actually healthy to be able to manage it. But why do we have to have so much of it? This, concept of toxic productivity, or I'm lazy if I'm not doing something. So I'm always stressed out. I'm always anxious. Some of us, we already struggle with anxiety anyway. And then when we don't have rest, that just heightens it. And now we're all keyed up. We're on edge. And this. We're so, immersed in this concept, in this culture of let's just hustle and grind. And it's like, okay, take a nap. How about you take a nap first? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just take a nap. Just take a little bit of a breather. It's okay to do that. But rest also produces feel-good emotions, serotonin, prolactin, and oxytocin, which actually reduce your blood pressure and heart rate. If you think about this, I talk about all the time how mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health, they're all related. When you see how like those feel-good emotions, how that affects your body. We talk about blood pressure and heart rate. A lot of us, wear these Fitbits, or we wear Apple Watches, or some type of Samsung watch, or some type of smart watch that's telling you what your heart rate is. A lot of us notice our heart rate is raising, at 2 o'clock because we haven't even taken lunch yet. And we've just been going. We've been on the clock since 9. And for the last 5 hours, we've just been going. We haven't had a break. Oh my goodness, I don't even think I'm going to get a break today. Oh my goodness, now my blood pressure is raised. And that's just in a moment. But let's think about this over time. If we're constantly living this way, that we're constantly living in heightened, stressful situations. Our heart rate is never where it's supposed to be. And then our blood pressure is sky high. Now, yes, there's other reasons for high blood pressure, but lack of rest is one of them. You're not lazy. Inadequate rest lowers your risks for health conditions like heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and depression. So here we go again. There's that physical part. Here's that mental part. Heart disease is very common, particularly in African Americans, and we need to be very, very cautious about this. We need to be very, very proactive. Again, yes, there's several causes. Some of the stuff is even hereditary, but you're not lazy because you know that. That's actually intelligent to say heart disease runs in my family. You know, I'm going to take the proper precautions to try to not have this affect me. And part of it is resting. Part of it is resting. Part of it is resting, closing your eyes, reading a book, taking a nap, going on a little drive where you turn your phone off, listen to some music. There's a lot of different ways to rest. Diabetes, we know how diabetes is. Diabetes is very serious. It's very harmful. But wow, rest impacts that too. Wow, what a thought. What a thought. Obesity. That's something that many of us face. Many of us deal with. But it actually helps that as well. You know, one of the factors of even with working out, having a working out routine, or you go to the gym or you're walking, doing all these things, is having rest days because your body needs a chance to rest too. If you just go and grind in the gym 7 days a week and you're not getting adequate rest, guess what? You're not getting the full benefit of the workouts because you're not resting. And then when you think about depression, yeah, go back to this toxic productivity. I'm always doing something. I always have something on my schedule. I'm erroneously convincing myself that I'm living my best life because I'm busy. And I've said before, there's a difference between being busy and productive. Or even saying, well, I've been extremely, extremely productive today. But when did you rest? When did you take a break? Well, I didn't. Could that be classified maybe as toxic productivity? Why is it toxic? Because it's hurting you. And potentially other people too, you know, in the way, you know, they're not getting the best version of you, but you're not even operating in the best version of you because of the lack of rest. So people, brothers, sisters, you're not lazy because you need a break. And I know different job situations. I think about jobs, but it also happens outside of the workplace as well. But I know some jobs, you know, with breaks, and when you get a break, when you get this done, we have to start operating with a better spirit, with a better idea of why that 4-letter word of rest is so significant. And a lot of us are doing so much harm, as we just talked about, you know, blood pressure, heart rates, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, depression, stress, anxiety, mood, all these things. A lot of us are doing ourselves an incredible disservice because we're not attending to these issues. And then when we go to the doctor, if we even make time to go to the doctor, that's another point for another day, we're wondering why we're having all these issues. When we don't set aside time, yet we tend to not even eat as well. We tend to eat poorly because if I don't have time to prep my food because I'm always this or that, then I'm more likely to stop and get fast food. I'm more likely to eat things that are just quick, fast, and a lot of things, not all, but a lot of things that are quick, fast, and in a hurry to be able to obtain to eat are not healthy. Fast food, yeah, it's fast. Supposedly, sometimes not. But it's fast food, yeah, but most of it's not even healthy. Vast majority. So you're not lazy because you care about your body, your mind, your spirit, just how you're processing things. That does not make you lazy. Actually, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort to be intentional to say, I need to rest. Because you know the ramifications that sometimes that has when you have to tell somebody no, because you know you need to rest. Prime example, just this last Sunday, we did not have our podcast, what we usually have on the first Sunday of the month. We did not have it. I had to wrestle with that with myself a little bit. But why didn't we have it? Because I needed to rest. And I said, how am I going to teach on rest and talk about rest all July, but I'm not operating in it? I'm not processing my own need for rest and taking a break. Because sometimes we get so caught up in, well, it's beneficial to this, or people are expecting this, or we need to do that, we need to do that. And then we think we're being lazy because we're not doing something. But not doing something doesn't make you lazy. Being lazy, that's a totally different mindset of not ever wanting to do anything, or not taking care of things that need to be done just because you're just not doing it, being irresponsible, not being reliable, things like that. That's different. It's a different concept. But we're not lazy for taking care of ourselves, because again, like I said, it actually requires a lot of effort sometimes to take a step away, to say, you know what, I'm going to take a PTO day. Wow. Some of us don't have PTO, which that's another conversation again for another day. Some of us have so much PTO, it's like we're saving it and we'll never be able to use it. Because not to be morbid, but you can't use your PTO if you're not here. You're not lazy because you need a break. You're not lazy because you want to rest. You're not even lazy. And I always envy people who can take a nap in the middle of the day. You're not lazy because you want to take a nap. You're not lazy because you need that little power boost to go sit in your car on your lunch break and get it together. Or you're not lazy because you've been working, for weeks straight with no off days, and now you need a day off. You're not lazy. There's so many benefits. We talked about some physiological benefits today. There's so many benefits, but let's get out of this notion of toxic productivity. We're not using toxic in the sense of, saying it's toxic. No, toxic because it's hurtful, it's harmful. It's killing you because you can't sit down. It's killing you because you don't know how to do what you need to do with. I'm going to say this too. Your body will tell you. Your body will tell you if you ain't been resting. And yeah, I know that wasn't proper English. Your body will tell you if you ain't been resting. We'll talk more about that as the month continues. So I'm going to get off my soapbox this morning. But yeah, you're not lazy because you need to rest. So just want to remind you, we do have our Wellness Wednesdays every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have our monthly podcast, #FromAChristian, #FromATherapist with Dr. Natatu on the first Sundays of the month, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just want to throw those schedules out there, to put this back up there again, so that we can remember that. But you're not lazy. Say, I'm not lazy. I need a break. I'm not lazy. I need to go eat lunch. It's such a radical thought sometimes. I never realized that. When I was younger, I thought when you're at work, you automatically get a lunch break. I understand a lot of times it just doesn't happen, but you probably need it. And to take a lunch break when you're not working. Because really, if you're working during your lunch break, you don't have a lunch break. You're just eating while you're working. And actually eating while you're on your lunch break is not even really good for your digestive system. It's not really allowing you to digest and enjoy the food the way you need to. But again, I get off my soapbox. Just prioritize it. Got to prioritize it. We talked about last week. It's essential, and you're not lazy because you need to rest. I'm going to keep that up there. You're not lazy. You're not lazy. So our tag for Purpose Journey Counseling. Every time we are together, I want to encourage you to be loving, be kind, be compassionate, and be intentional towards others as well as towards yourselves. Getting some rest. And Lord willing, we will see you next Wednesday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our next Wellness Wednesday. Have a very wonderful day. Yes, we want to be productive, but not toxic productivity. Okay. You're not lazy. You're not lazy. You're not lazy. Put it back. And we pray we see you again next week, and blessings and love to each and every one of you.